Hi learners, welcome to the 6th lecture of my course Ecology from Cells to Gaia. Today we will talk about foraging interactions between species, predation, herbivory and parasitism. A predator may be defined as any organism that consumes all or part of another living organism, that's its prey or host, thereby benefiting itself, but under at least some circumstances reducing the growth, the fecundity and the survival of the prey. So true predators invariably kill their prey, and do so more or less immediately after attacking them, and consume several or many prey items in the course of their life. Grazers also attack many prey items in the course of their life, but consume only part of each prey item and do not usually kill their prey. Parasites instead consume only part of each host and also do not usually kill their host, especially in the short term, but attack one or very few hosts in the course of their life, with which they therefore often form a relatively intimate association. Grazers and parasites in particular often exert their harm not by killing their prey immediately like true predators, but by making their prey more vulnerable to some other form of mortality. The effect of grazers and parasites on the organism they attack are often less profound than they first seem, because individual plants can compensate for the effect of herbivory and hosts may have defensive responses to attack by parasites. The effect of predation on a population of prey are complex to predict because the surviving prey may experience reduced competition for a limiting resource or produce more offspring, or other predators may take fewer of the prey. True predators and grazers typically forage, moving around within their habitat in search of their prey. Other predators sit and wait for their prey, almost always in a selected location. With parasites and pathogens, there may be direct transmission between infection and uninfected hosts, or contact between free living stages of the parasite and uninfected host may be important. Optimal foraging theory aims to understand why particular patterns of foraging behavior have been favored by natural selection, because they give rise to the highest net rate of energy intake. Generalist predators spend relatively little time searching but include relatively low profitable items in their diet. Specialists only include high profitability items in their diet, but spend a relatively large amount of their time searching for them. There is an underlying tendency for predators and prey to exhibit cycles in abundance, and cycles are observed in some predator-prey or host-parasite interactions. However, there are many important factors that can modify or override the tendency to cycle. Many populations of predators and prey exist as a metapopulation. In theory and in practice, asynchrony in population dynamics in different patches and the process of dispersal tend to dampen any underlying population cycles. There are many situations when predation may hold down density of population, so the resources are not limiting and individuals do not compete for them. When predation promotes the coexistence of species amongst which there would otherwise be competitive exclusion, because the density of some or all of them are reduced to levels at which competition is relatively unimportant, this is known as predator-mediated coexistence. The effect of predation generally on a group of coexisting species depends on which species suffer most. If it is a rare species, then this may be driven to extinction and the total number of species in the community will decline. If it is the dominants that suffer most, however, the result of heavy predation will usually be the free space and resources for other species, and species number may then increase. It is not unusual for the number of species in a community to be greatest at the intermediate levels of predation. So at the end of this lecture, I have some questions for you. First, with the aid of example, try to answer what are the feeding characteristics of true predators, grazers, parasites and parasitoids. Second, why there is an underlying tendency for population of predators and prey to cycle. So thanks for your attention and see you in next lecture.